Trump's back in the headlines, but this time it's not about walls or bans. It's about tariffs. And trust me, what's happening could hit America's tourism harder than we've ever seen. Okay, here's what just went down. Trump stood in the White House Rose Garden and outlined one of the most aggressive trade policies we've seen in years. A 10% baseline tariff on most countries, 25% on all imported cars, and up to 50% tariffs on products from more than 50 countries. He called them reciprocal tariffs, but they're not just matching what other countries charge. Trump said, and I quote, "We will calculate the combined rates of all their tariffs, non-monetary barriers, and other forms of cheating." That means it's not just about goods, it's about how those countries do business. And while these tariffs don't directly apply to flights or hotels, they send shockwaves through the entire travel ecosystem. The real cost of a trade war. Let's talk knock-on effects. Tariffs raise the cost of goods. Hotels now pay more for furniture, electronics, linens, even imported wine. Airlines are paying more for aircraft parts and fuel. Food vendors, tour companies, shuttle operators, all impacted. So what happens? That cost gets passed to the traveler, you. Hotel rates creep up, flights get more expensive. Package tours, suddenly less all-inclusive than they used to be. And it's not just price, it's perception. If your home country gets slapped with a 50% tariff and labeled a cheater, are you really going to feel welcome traveling to the U.S.? Probably not. According to Skift research, all this could slash U.S. travel growth by 50% or more. The damage? It's already showing. Canada's the first country showing signs of turning away. Canadians have long been the #1 international tourist group to the U.S., spending over $20 billion a year. But now, travel from Canada is down 15%. One major hotel brand has paused all U.S. marketing due to online backlash. Palm Springs and LA are seeing waves of canceled trips from snowbirds. A protest in Winnipeg even saw hundreds rallying against U.S. tariffs and annexation threats, waving Canadian flags and chanting against visiting the U.S. One Canadian tourist in LA said, "I don't trust America as a tourist anymore." That's not just a bad vibe, that's real economic fallout. Let's zoom into LA, one of the biggest tourism markets in the country. Hollywood Boulevard, usually packed during spring break, is now half empty. Tour buses are parked. Souvenir shops are barely surviving. Jose Ion, a store manager in Hollywood, said vendors are raising prices by 30% to deal with the new costs, and customers are vanishing. Jackie Filla from the Hotel Association of LA said, "We're blowing up not just our economy, but everyone else's, and people don't think it's fair. So they're staying away." Hotels across California are cutting staff hours, canceling renovations, and bracing for a slow summer, even after a strong 2023. Hotels are facing a triple threat: rising costs for imported furniture, beds, electronics, wine, and decor, staffing shortages due to visa restrictions, and immigration uncertainty, fewer international guests. According to CoStar, renovations are slowing down, and new hotel projects are being delayed due to rising steel and construction prices. Jan Freitag from CoStar said, "If hotels can't afford staff or upgrades, they'll keep rates up but offer less. So you're paying more and getting less." Airlines are no exception. Delta just announced cutbacks in flight capacity for the second half of 2025. United Airlines is already seeing a major drop in Canadian travel. And plane manufacturers? They're sounding the alarm. Airbus says they'll prioritize non-U.S. customers if tariffs make U.S. sales too complicated. Ryanair's CEO said it plainly: "We don't know what's coming next." And that's the problem. That uncertainty leads to fewer bookings, more expensive parts, and slower growth. Low-cost carriers are especially vulnerable as lower-income travelers tighten their wallets. Here's the scary part. When tariffs rise, consumer confidence drops, and fast. Bank of America reported, lodging spending is down 2.5%. Air travel spending is down 6%. The tourism economy is cooling off. A Conference Board survey found consumer confidence at a 12-year low, and MMGY Global reported that 1 in 3 Americans now plans to travel closer to home, swap international trips for domestic ones, or choose cheaper ways to get around. This isn't just fear, it's behavior already shifting. What the data is telling us. Let's zoom out. Visit California downgraded its 2025 visitor spending forecast from $166 billion to $160 billion. That's a $6 billion hit in just one state. Tourism Economics expects international travel to the U.S. to drop 5% this year. In California alone, that could mean thousands of job losses in hotels, restaurants, and tour companies. Across the U.S., the impact could reach tens of billions. And if other countries hit back with tariffs of their own, we could be looking at a global tourism chill. So here's the bottom line. Tariffs might sound like an economic power move, but they come with real consequences. People are canceling trips, companies are cutting staff, and tourism-dependent cities are already feeling the squeeze. Is it worth it? Are we protecting American jobs or pushing people away? Would you still visit the U.S. if your country got slapped with a 50% tariff? Let me know in the comments. If this opened your eyes, hit that like button, subscribe for more global impact explainers, and share this with someone who thinks travel isn't political. Because in 2025, it absolutely is.